Hey everyone, Sergeant Eaters here with the Wyoming National Guard Counter Drug Program. So today we're going to talk about a subject that's important for prevention specialists and parents. Now, the reason protective factors are important for both parents and prevention specialists is because everything that we do related to implementing new programs is usually related to creating better protective factors. So you might be wondering, what exactly are protective factors? Well, protective factors are different things that you can find in the community or in your own life that help you stay on the correct path. Now, we'll go over all the examples of protective factors, but these are going to be things that help keep you down the straight and narrow and avoiding trying to fill your life with other things like substances. All right, so looking at the protective factors here, there's a big list. There's more than what I'm going to go over. Let me know in the comments whether you agree with them or disagree with the things that Perplexity came up with. So for major protective factors, Perplexity came up with this list, and I agree with basically all of it. So major protective, first one is going to be safe, stable, nurturing relationships. Obviously, children who grow up in environments with dependable, supportive caregivers and minimal conflict do better socially, emotionally, and academically. Another thing that goes with safe, stable, nurturing relationships is consistent parental monitoring, warmth, and involvement are highly protective against negative outcomes. I've seen some stuff through social media recently that talk about, oh, if your kid eats dinner, then they're more likely to succeed academically. It's not just the dinner, it's all of the parent monitoring, warmth, and involvement that they have in the youth's life that are leading to those better grades. Another thing that we have is positive social connections, so having supportive friendships and relationships with positive peers, as well as access to caring adults like mentors or teachers outside of the family, increase resilience and opportunities for healthy development. Meeting basic educational needs, families who are able to provide food, shelter, clothing, and access to education and health care offer stability for children to thrive. So another protective factor, meeting the basic and educational needs. Also related to that, higher parental education and steady employment also correlate with improved child outcomes. Another thing is social and emotional competence. Children with strong emotional regulation, self-control, and social skills are better able to navigate challenges, succeed academically, and build good relationships. Parental knowledge and competence is another protective factor. Caregivers who understand child development and use positive parent strategies create home environments that foster growth and learning. Now, we're not going to dive deep into this of what exactly understanding child development is, but that being said, parents who focus on that, no matter which way they go, are going to be a positive protective factor. Lastly, we have community and school engagement. So participation in safe after-school programs, extracurricular activities, and access to community resources like medical care, safe neighborhoods, blah, 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 further support a child's opportunity for success. So now that we've gone over the protective factors and kind of what they look like, I'm going to go into examples of what these things would be for each protective factor. So again, according to Perplexity, strong family relationships are going to be parental warmth, open communication, and consistent discipline. Positive peer and mentor support as a protective factor is going to look like friendships with non-risk-taking peers and adult mentors. Basic needs and stability as a protective factor is going to be access to healthy food, safe housing, healthcare, and ongoing education, which I think a lot of communities do pretty well at providing that. Social and emotional competence, that is going to look like self-regulation, problem solving, and empathy. That's one thing that is actually intertwined with the positive action program that we use as a program. Again, I'm not promoting that that's the only program you can use. That's just another reason why we picked that program specifically. Lastly, related to community and school involvement, memberships in teams or clubs, after-school care, supportive teachers, and neighbors are all impactful under that protective factor. And then lastly, we have community and school involvement. That's going to look like membership in teams or clubs, after-school care, supportive teachers, and neighbors. And now that I've gone through all of that, I want you to really focus on Rat Park, the first episode, about how we are kind of bringing everything back to that with critical thinking and seeing how the environment actually really is impacting everything in our communities. Think of Rat Park. They probably had strong family relationships, probably had positive peer influence. They probably had all their basic needs and stability met. And by probably, I mean they did have their basic needs and stability was met. Now, I don't know how much rats have social and emotional competence, but for what they can have, I'm sure they had it. Parental understanding and support, I'm sure that the parents were around the rats, probably not parenting the way that we would a normal human child, but that's also going to relate to what was happening in that experiment. And then community and school involvement, very different, but they were all working together in this environment to create a great environment at Rat Park. So it just goes to show how much protective factors are important to substance use, and increasing those protective factors and making them stronger is only going to help everything we do in our prevention efforts. Well, there you go. That's everything we have for protective factors. We'll go over risk factors next time. If you have any protective factors that you've seen be hindered by certain policies or maybe programs, please let us know in the comments what you've seen out there. If there's any really good protective factors that we missed, please put them in the comments so everyone can know about the good things that are happening across the communities in the United States. Lastly, please like, subscribe, and share. Make sure we get these videos out there, and we'll see you next time.